Alrighty, welcome to a 4-on-4 cube draft. We've even got Adam in the mix. Love it. So it is myself, Sven, Stasjov, and Adham battling against Zurg, Bragg, Nachito, and Updraft Elemental. All right, we got a good squad, and I got a good first pick. Little broadside bombardiers. Bomba? Boom, boom. Great first pick. Love starting with this card. It's awesome in aggressive decks. It's awesome in artifact decks. It's awesome in any deck with permanence, basically. And of course, you want to draft a deck that cares about their life total. That does make it better, but it's still good in like a control deck that has some trinkets to throw. I'm going to be passing to Updraft, who is probably just going to take Wooded Foothills, and then maybe at him takes Dismember. All right, yeah, well, Bomba it is. Followed up with probably Reanimate. Reanimate is great with Bombardiers. Black-Red is a very good home for Bombardiers, and I think it's just the best card. Tinker's also pretty good. Deluge is decent, and Alpha Deathclaw is decent. Nothing really compares to Reanimate, though. I mean, Tinker is comparable with Reanimate, and it is a very good card, but Reanimate and Tinker I have very similar in terms of power level, but Reanimate's so much easier to use. Well, if I'd taken Tinker, I'd take Urza. Here, I would just very clearly take Fire Covenant. And haters and doubters may say that I never take this card, but I'm about to. Passing a Brain Freeze too, so gotta be aware of that. But yeah, so I basically hope Updraft didn't take the Tinker, because then now this Urza Brain Freeze Grim Monolith pack isn't as good for them. If they did take Tinker, well, they got Urza and Tinker, and I think I can live with that. Wooded Foothills into Tinker isn't even like the scariest thing. So here, there's like Teferi, Jace, some of the old school good planeswalkers. There's a Carnage Interpreter, which is actually pretty nice with Bombardiers, because it gives you a bunch of clues that you can throw as shocks. And there's Robber of the Rich and Sir Ginger. There's also Crabomination and Netherglyph. There's a bunch of black-red cards. You know, Carnage Interpreter hasn't impressed me that much overall. Like, it's worse than I initially thought. I initially thought this card was awesome, but it looks like a really good start in this deck. Is it better than taking like a Robber of the Rich? It probably is. Robber's pretty good though. And there's another go to. No, you know what? I'm actually just going to take Robber. Robber is such a sick card. Ooh, I could just take Orcish Lumberjack here. I really like Lumberjack with this kind of stuff, but I should probably take Unmarked Grave because I have Reanimate. There's Blightsteel to go with that Tinker, and Nettlecyst and Basalt. So artifacts are open. I'm hoping that Nachito thinks I'm playing artifacts, because that's something I would typically do. And took Tinker into Urza, and maybe that'll inform his hate drafts later. There's also Scion of Draco. Scion of Draco plus Bombardiers is the natural 20 on turn 3. Turn 2 Scion, turn 3 attack for 6, throw this for 14. But the mana there is, of course, the hard part. I think I'll go with the Unmarked Grave. I don't know. It's okay. The problem is I just don't think Lumberjack is really what I want to take. And here I'll just take Blood Tithe. Blood Tithe is fantastic. With Bombardiers, it's fantastic in a Reanimate deck. And I think it's just overall a great card. Passing a Legion Extruder, a World Spineworm, Lorien Revealed. It's also Noise Marine and Shieldbreaker, which are decent. And Saheeli, but I think that Blood Tithe looks good. And Overlord of the Baelmerk I think has been pretty solid. You play it as a, 2-drop, mill 4, get a thing back. But then also if you cast it, it's good. And if it ever gets off Impending, it can be pretty strong. Plus, the rest is all green cards, so don't think I'm going to take those. This is kind of like a spell in the 2-drop slot. I don't know. It doesn't immediately affect the board, but it is pretty sweet. And, oh, nice. A Dothy Voidwalker. Okay, this has been pretty open. I do like Marionette Apprentice, too, but I think Voidwalker is stronger. I really need to pick lands, so my next couple packs, I will be focused on getting any black-red lands I can get. I don't think I've really seen any. Well, there's a black-red land. Taps for black, taps for red if you have a swamp or a mountain. That's exactly what I want. Recurring Nightmare is fine with some of these things. Piggy Bank too, but I got to take lands. I have 8 really strong black and red cards, including like a double black 2-drop, so I think I got to take that. And here it's Concealing Curtains and Evolved Sleeper. So I'm just definitely going to be black-red aggro here. This Unmarked Grave honestly might not even be good. We'll see. I don't think I want to take the Deathclaw. I just don't need to be doing other colors worth of stuff. And I think I'll take Concealing Curtains. I like that one a little more. It's just good disruption. So I'm going to take the Curtains here, and maybe Carnage Interpreter comes back. That wouldn't be crazy. I just think most decks have a really hard time using it. Well, we'll see if we get lucky and get to wheel that one. I don't think it's going to wheel, but it could. You never know. Here, I could hate a Memory Jar. There's also a Fiend's Tower. I could take Bayou. This deck does potentially splash green. I guess I just passed to a green card that it could have splashed. There's also a Shadowy Backstreet as a Surveil land. I kind of like just Bayou better. Oh, Carnage Interpreter did wheel. Yeah, it's actually looking better for Interpreter now. I picked up all 2-drops and 1-drops. That's perfect. Oh, suspend this and then interpret? Nice. I like Nethergoyf well enough, but this is much better. Oh, now I can take Mortuary and have a real inroad into green. Nettlecyst is a card I don't mind passing. I mean, it is good, but I think Mortuary is going to be pretty good for me. And there is still a possibility that Updraft is not drafting artifacts. They draft like Domain a little bit more. Oh, this is tough. Do I pass a Saheeli or do I take a Embereth that I would play? I think Embereth that going in my deck is pretty important. It just looks really good here. I've got Broadside to throw it up with. You use it early and then you can Carnage Interpreter it and cast it as an adventure. Like there's just a lot you can do. Okay. Well, that was a pretty good first pack. Even got a black-red land at the late hour and pretty on target at this point. Henny Moxon? Oh. It's just like the worst pack I've ever seen. Okay. I guess I'll just take Galvanic Discharge. It's a strong card. 1 mana deal 3. It's a cheap removal spell. Night Scythe also has some applications here, but I would rather just take the 1-drop removal. What a bad first pick, though. All right, well, second pick, there's at least a Thoughtseize. So past a Time Twister and a Hull Breacher and a Mox. As well as a Vaultborn Tyrant, but I'm clearly taking Thoughtseize. Interesting. Passing a couple blue cards makes it a little less likely Updraft's playing blue, but we'll see. And then now there's an Echo of Eons and a Woodfall Primus, but I'm going to take Animate Dead. I mean, now that I have Animate Dead and Reanimate, and then I have this Unmarked Grave and the Overlord, plus I've got Blood Tithe to discard. Carnage Interpreter as a discard outlet doesn't really work because you have to like discard it then hope to draw Reanimate later. It's a little sketchy, but Animate Dead is fantastic here. A lot of good cards. In fact, Namesticker, Oliphant, Pyrokinesis, Bone Shards, Verdant. Well, Verdant's not going to wheel, but one of those other cards easily could. Currency Converter would also be sweet here, but I'm not going to get that back. Now there's a Fiery Confluence and an Inti, as well as a Nadu, but what do I take here? I mean, they're both very good. I kind of think it's Inti because I just picked up Reanimate, or I have Reanimate and Animate Dead. It's another discard outlet, and it's a strong 2. On the other hand... No, Fiery Confluence is just too good. Having that as one of your expensive spells is amazing. Here, there's a Baleful Strix I'm not going to splash, a Flame Slash, which is okay, and a City of Traders. Not the best City of Traders deck. Have pretty tight mana costs of like double black, 1 black, red, etc. Like it doesn't help cast most of my cards. I'll just take Flame Slash. Cheap interaction is always good. Here... Well, it's of note that Displacer Kitten and Manifold Key and Seat are here, so maybe Updraft isn't taking artifacts, but those aren't early picks, so it doesn't, not the strongest signal. I think I'm just going to hate the Fast Wand after passing Time Twister and Echo of Eons. I don't know. I don't know how likely it is it goes into Nacho's deck, but it's the best card here. And there's nothing here I'm going to play. Like Talisman is just not that impressive, so I'm not going to play Fast Wand even with these green fixing lands either. And then this pack, oh, it has a Chandra for me because I just picked up Flame Slash and Galvanic Discharge, so the Burst Lightning is not of huge concern. Bunch of blue cards in this pack, so it's a bit of a signal, but we'll see. And then here, oh, I've got to take Chrome Mox. Chrome Mox in a deck with Broadside, Carnage Interpreter, Chandra is a great 4 to accelerate too. Passing a Corpse Dance, which is fine, a really late mana leak. That's wild. But Chrome Mox is exactly what this deck wants, so... Another pretty good pack, despite opening, obviously, a pretty weak first pick, picking up Thoughtseize to Animate Dead, Fiery Confluence, Chandra, Chrome Mox, really nice. Still have taken every black-red land I've seen, so I would like to find more. This pack is mostly blank. Late Nexus and Batterskull, these are artifacts, so just keeping that in mind. I could Tribal Flames, I'm not going to play that. Maybe I just take Pick Your Poison, I don't know. Kind of like maybe I sideboard that in, and it's like kind of the best card here. These cards are all pretty speculative. Well, I'm still not going to splash, so I don't really need Spire Bluff or Blooming Marsh. I'll just take Cut Down. I don't know that I would even start the Cut Down after having 2 other 1-mana removal spells, but there's a possibility, and I don't need to hate any of those other cards. Okay, Pyrokinesis and Bone Shards came back, as did Woodfall Primus and Grist. You know, Grist is really good. I kind of feel like I don't need Pyrokinesis, but it has some really nice matchups. Bone Shards I don't want very much. Yeah, I don't really care much for Woodfall Primus. I'll just take Pyrokinesis. Oh, I'm going to take Great Furnace. The reason I don't mind it is you can throw it with Broadside Bombardier, so you can sack an artifact. So I'll just take Titania because that's the best card. More likely that Manifold Key does something. I just think Pyrokinesis, when you have this many red cards, is just such a strong card. So even though I've got a lot of removal already, it can work nicely. This is turning out to be a pretty good Carnage Interpreter deck. And despite having the 2 green-black lands, I would really rather not splash. I don't really think I need to do that. All right, any action? Oh, Mox Ruby, that's action. That's like one of the best cards I could possibly open. It's on color Mox in the color. I guess Jet, maybe I wanted more because of exactly Voidwalker, but not quibbling. Oh, painful that there's a Blood Crypt here. Is there any way it wheels? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe. I'm not holding my breath. But on the other hand, there's an Emperor of Bones, a Liliana, a Blackcleave Cliffs, FOMO, Valgavoth, and Deathgreeter's Champion. Kind of just want to take Emperor of Bones. I think that card is really strong. Deathgreeter would be amazing in this deck too, but I've got a couple ways to get creatures into the graveyard. This is the kind of reanimate package I want for this deck, which is cards like Reanimate and Animate Dead and Emperor of Bones, and not cards like Unmarked Grave. The reason is those first 3 cards are just good in normal games. And if obviously they can combine well in some cases, but I'm not putting uncastables in my deck to try to reanimate. I'm not that kind of reanimate deck, and Emperor of Bones fits perfectly into that archetype. Would love if Blackcleave Cliffs came back, or I picked up a Badlands or something like that, but these first couple picks were of course excellent. Likewise, Necromancy fits totally well there too. There's a Scrapwork Mutt that could come back. Now that I have Reanimate, Animate Dead, Necromancy, maybe I would consider, like having all 3, maybe I'd consider trying to combo Reanimate, but again, I'm still happy just playing all those cards as just straight up good cards. And meanwhile here, we're kind of close to Luris. There's a sort of the Meek that's not going to do much. Definitely not a Shallow Grave deck. I do like Caustic Bronco. Normally I'd consider Fatal Push, but I've got so much removal that it's definitely got to be the Caustic Bronco. Luris actually wouldn't be terrible here, but I think Bronco's still better. And Underworld Breach going the opposite direction from Brain Freeze, just of note. Oh, we did it. Badlands. Love this card. I do want to talk about Slimefoot and Squee. This one I put in the cube after playing against in Dual Commander. See, you learn new things when you play cool formats. So it's red, black, green for a 3/3, and when it enters or attacks, you make a 1/1 Saproling. So by itself, you just cast this and make a Saproling. And if you attack, you make another one. And then you can pay 1 plus Jund mana and sack a Saproling to return this from your graveyard, as well as another creature onto the battlefield. So pretty interesting card. You play it, it dies. If they don't kill the Saproling, this comes back alongside something good. Obviously, I'm taking Badlands, but I didn't want to talk about that. Here, there's Unearth. Also a pretty nice Unearth deck, but I have a bunch of Reanimates already. So I kind of think I just want to take Xander's Lounge. I don't mind passing a channel. Passing a Retrofitter to updraft after passing all the Urza stuff is not ideal, but there was a lot of artifact stuff coming in the other way, so I kind of don't feel like that's happening. And a tapped red-black land is still a red-black land. Oh, now there's K-Command. Now there's Archon. See, this is perfect. I will put Archon in my deck. This makes Unmarked Grave good enough, and I've got a couple ways to discard or mill it. Yeah, all right, I'm in for that. And Unmarked Grave. And so right now this is 15 land plus 2 Moxen. All right, looking pretty good. No reason to do anything else. In 2 picks, we see if Blood Crypt wheel. In 3 picks, we see if Blackcleave Cliffs wheeled. And this next pick could actually have, well, it can't really have a fetch land, so maybe a tapped red-black land at best. Ooh, or a Magda. All right, passing a Mishra's Workshop and a Dragon's Rage. I do like Dragon's Rage a lot, but Magda is pretty great. Though, Magda's just so good with Bombardiers and Carnage Interpreter, like those kind of cards. Yeah, Dragon's Rage. This is looking like a really nice Dragon's Rage channeler deck. What a shame. Is there any chance? I have a lot of 2s already. No, but I have 2 Moxen. Moxing a Magda out is so good. Okay. Badlands didn't wheel, but Shieldred's Edict and Life Death did. Do I want a 4th Reanimate spell? I kind of don't think I do, and Shieldred's Edict is a pretty good removal spell. Blackcleave Cliffs didn't come back. Liliana did, and Valgavoth. I think just putting Liliana in the deck is fine. I don't need another big Reanimate card, and I can't even Unmarked Grave for it. So here I'll take the cut down out. Scrapwork Mutt could be good here. Maybe don't start the Shield Breaker. So right now this is 13 lands plus the 2 Moxes, so I need to cut a couple cards here. We'll see what it ends up being. Lurrus and Fatal Push came back. Is there any chance? I mean, Lurrus actually looks pretty good in this deck, and I really don't need the Fatal Push as good as the card is. Ooh, Slimefoot and Squee? I've got a couple duels. If this was Zeator's Proving Ground, maybe, but I think Bayou and Underground Mortuary aren't quite enough to get me there. Oh, and then Unearth came back. So did Bazaar of Baghdad, but yeah, this is not a Bazaar of Baghdad deck. It might be an Unearth deck. Got some interesting decisions here. I could sideboard the Pyrokinesis. That wouldn't be completely crazy. All right, well, they fixed the wild card sizing issue, so let's see. I need to cut like 4 cards. If I cut 4 cards, I'll have 15 lands plus Chrome Mox and Mox Ruby, which isn't bad. So my initial thought is I cut Pyrokinesis. I think I do want the Archon. I have a couple ways to discard it. So I cut Pyrokinesis, Unearth, and after that it gets a little tougher. There's Shieldred. I think Unmarked Grave for Archon is pretty decent with 3 different reanimates. I think Shieldred's Edict is okay. I mean, Scrapwork Mud is nice too. I could cut Liliana of the Veil. I have Scrapwork Mud, Bloodtithe Harvester as discard outlets. I mean, and I guess I could Thoughtseize myself. Maybe a 3rd discard outlet is okay, but I don't know. It's a little expensive. There's also Lurrus as maybe the last cut. Let's see. So if I play like... So these are 2 red sources and then 4 of any color sources. So I probably want 6 swamps and like 5 mountains. So if I do it that way, I'll end up with 5, 6, 7, 11 red, and 6, 10 black. No, I probably want to go the other direction. And need 1 more cut. I mean, it could be Lurrus. Lurrus is expensive. It's nice with like Animate Dead and Reanimate though. There's also Shieldred's Edict. What do I have? I have Flame Slash, Galvanic Discharge, Shieldred's Edict, Fire Covenant, Fiery Confluence, Chandra. The good news is Adam got the Tinker, so hopefully Updraft isn't in Artifacts, but maybe Updraft took the Urza afterwards. I'm not sure. Robber of the Rich is also a consideration, but I like that card, especially with 2 Moxes. That card's pretty good. Yeah, maybe it is the Lurrus just to keep my curve a little lower. And how many cards do I have that are good to bring back? I mean, Chrome Mox and Mox Ruby are okay if you end up with those in the graveyard. They just don't end up in the graveyard that often. It's great with Animate Dead, Caustic Bronco. Hold on, Adam. Let's see. He got the Tinker, didn't get the Urza, but got, oh yeah, Sapphire Academy, Candelabra, Grim Monolith, Balance. Yeah, this looks like a nice little Tinker deck. I mean, or it's just cut the Unmarked Grave. Oh, I also have Emperor of Bones. I have 4 Reanimates. Yeah, I gotta play Unmarked Grave, I think. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards that are good to bring back with Lurrus. I guess I could cut the Lurrus, maybe bring it in for like a grindy matchup. Sadly, not a companion. I have a Slimefoot and Squee in the sideboard that I can't currently use. That's fine. I don't want to try to play it. No real reason to it. I could play Underground Mortuary as just a Surveil black land, but I don't really want tap lands. This deck looks pretty fast. All right, let's do it. All right, time for round 1. Oh, this looks like a great hand. Battle against Zurg here on the draw, unfortunately, but turn 1 Bloodtithe is pretty nice. Chrome Mox, not an ideal draw, but I can discard that to the blood. I could have played a turn 1 Curtains as well. I just didn't really want to throw away a card to do that. And I think just getting Bloodtithe Harvester out on 1 is good. Plus, if I draw a card that I don't want, I can also Mox Curtains on turn 2. No, I do want that one. So let's go. Oh, now I actually will Mox Curtains. Because, I couldn't have played both on turn 1 because I couldn't mox a black card. So let's go. Hold on. I guess it doesn't matter which order. Concealing Curtains, Chrome Mox, Imprint Flame Slash, flip Curtains, because the next turn I can just cast the Overlord here. Barrogoyf, Enduring Innocence, Kaito. These are all pretty... The Barrogoyf and Innocence are both pretty annoying. If I take Enduring Innocence, it'll be a 3/4 Barrogoyf. I think I just take the Barrogoyf and send. Next turn, Zord can play the Enduring Innocence, but I'm just going to try to be faster, I think. Yep. Draw. Oh, Archon is kind of interesting too with that blood token. So let's kill the Enduring Innocence. And the reason I want to do it like this is I want to cast Overlord and make sure I have something to bring back. So I'll use the ability. I'll get back Blood Tithe or Voidwalker. I think it's actually Voidwalker. Send. And then next turn, I don't have another black to cast both Blood Tithe and Voidwalker, assuming the Overlord gets to attack. The cool thing about this, too, is if Zorg wants to draw a card off Innocence, has to basically not kill the Overlord, though Evolved Sleeper does change that a little bit. Okay. Into Baleful Strix? Oh, man, that's annoying. Okay. Let's just see what I draw here. A Swamp. Let's discard Archon first. If I draw a removal spell, it'd be really nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I'm kind of close to casting the Archon here. The question now is, do I want to attack with Overlord? I would get to trade for Baleful Strix. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Mill 4. Use the ability. I think I just get back the Bombardiers and hope to draw an Animate spell. And then I'll just cast the Bombardiers, and I've even got the Dothy Voidwalker to eat the Baleful Strix, kind of. All right. Well, this is going to be... If I'd drawn that one turn earlier, or one card earlier, I would have just won the game on the spot. I would have played it, attacked with everything, and then thrown a Mox at the Baleful Strix, most likely. Oh, Path on the Voidwalker. Interesting. Okay. Let's get a mountain here. So, Zurg really drew Baleful Strix into Path. That's pretty strong. But hopefully I've got 2 animates left. Three. I've got Necromancy, Emperor of Bones, and Reanimate. So 6 of my cards are animates, basically. Here comes Lingering Souls, maybe with Flashback, because that does block Bombardiers fairly well. All right. And then no attacks. Let's draw an animate. Another mountain. Damn, this is really... I'm drawing all lands, they're drawing all spells, just the way the world works for me. If I attack, they triple block Bombardiers. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fine. Don't think it really works that well to do otherwise, because this trades for a bunch of tokens and then lets my eye keep hitting. I had a sick draw here, but Zurg drew really well after the discard spell, unfortunately. So let's go kill the Evolved Sleeper, sacking Chrome Mox. All right. And play a land and pass the turn. I mean, look, Enduring Innocence helps draw extra cards. I'm not saying otherwise, but it was still like 2 cheap answers in the next 3 cards was pretty rough for me. So now Kaito comes down, maybe. Oh, no plays. Well, that's pretty nice. Let's attack with Revealing Eye here. Feel like something's afoot. So I'd rather have this happen now. Solitude. Okay. That is acceptable. And let's go Reanimate on, I assume, Archon. I could reanimate the Bale... Oh, no, the Bale Overlord. But I don't think that's as good as just reanimating the Archon. Especially if I draw another good spell here. Let's go. Second spell. Oh, yeah. So let's go Necromancy. Hold on. What am I going to cast? I'm going to get Overlord back and cast maybe Blood Tithe or just Bombardiers again, I guess. Necromancy, targeting Overlord of the Baelmerk. Mill for... Oh, I milled a Scrapwork Mud. I kind of like that. Let's get Broadside Bombardiers. I'm just going to cast... Oh, I needed to not play my land. I thought I needed one extra land to cast it, but I actually had an extra mana. It matters because of the Scrapwork Mud. Well, this is putting Zorg to the question. Do you have another removal spell? Luminarch Aspirant is not going to do much. All right, well, I drew the Reanimate, and then the floodgates opened, and this looks pretty great. I mean, you got to kill Archon, you got to kill Broadside, you got to kill Overlord. They're all kind of must kills here, and so we're talking sweeper or bust, and this doesn't look like a deck that has a lot of sweepers in it. Palace Jailer. Okay, that's really not going to do it. I just attack with Broadside Bombardiers and throw the Overlord of the Baelmerk. And the last card in hand is a Kaito. Oh, wait, I guess Solitude can just get sacrificed to gain 4 life here. Put you to 9. Yeah, technically, I guess that is... All right. That is not dead, sure. And they draw a card. All right, let's draw for my turn. I mean, I have a Scrapwork Mutt as well. Oh, and Shieldred's Edict. So... I assume this... Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. And then animate Scrapwork Mutt. And they've already played Path and Solitude, so I don't think the extra card off Monarch is likely to bear fruit here. And then I can attack with everything, and Zorg just dies, is my assumption here. All right, well, they have some good answers, but I presented some good threats, and I was able to draw the Reanimate. See, complaining works. I was bemoaning my lack of good cards, and then a good card showed up. Incentives, as always, do matter. There we go. All right, up a game here. And let's see. Pyrokinesis looks pretty excellent here, I will say that. And Cut Down, I'm not sure about that one. And I don't think I want Unearth. I could take out Robber of the Rich. I'm on the draw, and I'm playing against a deck with a lot of cheap blockers, so I think Robber is probably a little worse. All right, let's do it. All right, game 2 here on the draw. Yeah, look at this. Turn 1, Concealing Curtains. Maybe a draw on 2, that'd be nice. And then turn 3, Pyrokinesis, and then into Carnage Interpreter is a pretty nice one. Guess I'll just play the basic land, it's fine. A Mox would also obviously just be absurdly good. I do want to see something like Luminarch Aspirant, you know? I don't really want to see Enduring Innocence. That card's pretty annoying. All right, Mox. No Mox. All right, land. So what I might want to do here, if I can, is... Well, we'll see what Zorg does. But play turn 3, just flip Curtains, and then turn 4 Chandra, and then turn 5 Carnage Interpreter. That could be a nice one too. All right, I'll just go to transform this. If it gets killed in response, that's fine. Hopefully it's like a Path or something. I'll get lost. All right. Not the ideal scenario, but it's not like Zorg has done a whole lot so far. Maybe he doesn't have black mana. Not sure. No, that's not the issue anymore. All right, well, hopefully this is a creature. I have a lot of ways to kill creatures. Oh, it's a tap land. Okay. That's not too bad. Not Enduring Innocence, please. Thieving Skydiver, stealing a map token. Yeah, that's okay. So now I'm going to play Chandra here. And let's see. What do I want to do with this Chandra? I think I'm going to add red, and Flame Slash the Skydiver. Zorg does not have that high toughness of creatures. So I think Galvanic Discharge being an instant and being able to hit Planeswalkers is going to be better. Hoping for no Council's Judgment here. Baleful Strix, that one I'm okay with. I mean, it draws a card, but it's just going to get eaten kind of for free by Pyrokinesis, I would imagine. Hit Arid Mesa. Oh, that was a good hit. Here's where the Carnage Interpreter is a little awkward. Oh, never mind. We get to do it all. All right, so this is going to make a token. Kind of doesn't matter. It's the same amount of power and toughness either way. Let's draw a card. I want it to be something I can play. Yeah, because now I can go Magda. Or how do I want to do this? The question is, what do I want to use Chandra for? I'm going to tap out. So I guess I don't need to use Chandra to flip a card unless I want to deal 2 damage. I think using the map token might end up being better. So let's go Pyrokinesis. Nug these. Exile Galvanic Discharge. Take 2 damage. Play Magda. Play Carnage Interpreter. Well, I guess here I'll add red. Cast Carnage Interpreter. Oh, and I won't use a map token. I'll use a clue token. That's even better. I don't even need to do it right now. Though, no, I could draw a Mox and then get to use the map, but the downside of that is if I get discarded, it's so much more likely I just draw not a Mox, and then if that opens the door to like an Inquisition of Kozilek or Duress or something. No real reason for that. All right, well, Zurg now has to contend with a 5/5 Carnage Interpreter, a Magda, and a Chandra on 6, as well as these 4 clues are going to be pretty great here because I have a lot of mana to work with. So this is kind of the ideal case for Carnage Interpreter. Okay. Zurg has good mana though. Black-White Triumph, Black-White Surveillance. Oh, Milda Lingering Souls. Go you. And a couple fetches is pretty strong, but I think we're kind of crushing here. Let's draw with Clue. Any Fire Covenants? Land. Okay. I think I'm going to attack. I don't want to draw yet because I want Carnage Interpreter to be a 5/5 menace. This can't evolve into anything too great right now. So here's the problem. If I map token and hit land, it makes this smaller, but I kind of want to hit spell to make Magda 3/2. You know what? I'm going to exile the top card of my library. Let's do that first. Thoughtseize? Oh yeah, let's do that. All lands. Okay, that's fair. I'm going to go for the take the risk. Didn't work out ideally. The good news is I don't have to draw that land now. All right, block there, take 3. And let's crack a clue. Okay, and I'll play Emperor of Bones here. So Chandra is going to get attacked here. And because otherwise it ultimates. This can become 2/2, 3, 4/4. All right, and I have some decent cards to get back. All right, they're both going to attack Chandra. I could block with Emperor of Bones, but I don't think I need to do that. I'll let Zurg go nuts here. What I really don't want to do is draw another land. The map token got me good, as it does. Because I don't have an answer to the Evolved Sleeper right now, because the Chandra is going to go down to 2 loyalty. Unless Zurg drew a different spell. But it doesn't seem like that's that likely to happen. Okay. Path to Exile would be really annoying here. Ancestral Recall, okay. That's cool. All right. Oh, that's pretty excellent. Let's go Fiery Confluence. I think this actually just wins the game. Nug you for 6. And then Emperor of Bones. Get back Marionette Apprentice. I mean, it doesn't actually matter what I get back here. This is just lethal. All right. Easy 1-0. Never in question. And we are on to round 2. All right, I got some bonus coverage for you here. We're tuning into Adham versus Nachito, and this game is nuts. Upheaval's been cast. Tinker's been cast. There's a portal in play. Sarah Paragon's coming down with a Virtue of Loyalty here. A white Overlord happened, as well as like FOMO and Inti, Winds of Abandon, Parallax Wave. Adam's at 7, no cards in hand, 14 cards in deck, but has Jace and Narset and Portal going. And Portal next turn is going to get back Overlord. So it looks like Adam's actually in fantastic shape here. Oh man, there's a Wrath happened too. Yeah, this game is wild. I want to see what happens. All right, and here Nachito's going to get to play a Skyclave. And maybe eat the Jace, I guess. But then Overlord comes back. I mean, Overlord comes back, but Sarah Paragon is pretty powerful. Adam does have a million mana here with, well, only 2 artifacts in play, but Candelabra. It's got Narset to maybe Narset into something. So what does Sarah Paragon get back still? Inti, Fear of Missing Out, Reckless Stormseeker. Let's see what Narset finds. I mean, this is actually pretty close. The Skyclaving the Jace was a pretty big win here. And let's see what Narset digs up. Ooh, what'd we hit? I didn't even see, but we'll probably find out. Currency Converter, okay. So a lot of mana. I'm going to go ahead and convert some currency here. Any good legends? I guess Inti's a legend, so against Caracas it doesn't do anything. So, yeah, discard Bloodstained Mire. And any other action here? Adam has balance. Oh no, he's already used the balance. Wow, he's just used everything. Okay. He's also got Time Twister in his deck, unless that's exiled. So that at some point is going to happen and heavily favor the player with Tolarian Academy, Candelabra, Narset in play. So that's kind of what we're digging to. Inti doesn't do anything, again, because of Caracas. FOMO is fine, and Reckless Stormseeker is fine, but Overlord making 2 flyers is able to block the Sarah Paragon, so that's pretty nice. This looks like Elite Spellbinder. Sure, that doesn't do too much. Let's see if anything gets exiled. Talisman of Creativity, sure. You can play FOMO, because when you play FOMO, you discard a card and then you draw a card. So playing it empty-handed is actually kind of sweet. And it sets up like nice attacks next turn. What is Adam going to get back here? Maybe a Reckless Stormseeker? I mean, I guess the Sarah Paragon and the Portal are drawing from the same group of cards because Adam has no creatures in his graveyard. So Nachito's graveyard is actually getting worked pretty fast. He plays a card, and Adam plays a card, then he plays a card, and then the Portal's kind of out. That said, if creatures die, then that's a different story. So this looks like FOMO to me. I think that is the card you want to play. And then draw a card. Can attack with Sarah Paragon, cannot attack with Skyclave. Then Overlord attacks back, makes 2 more. I mean, putting Inti into play is actually pretty nice because then you get to discard and draw. The one thing, though, if Adam puts Reckless Stormseeker into play, that's kind of nice because then Sarah Paragon can only cast Inti, which doesn't do as much thanks to the Caracas. So I don't know what this is attacking, but you just block it with the insect token no matter what. Okay. And then Virtue pops. But Overlord still has a nice attack here. Adam still gets to look at a couple cards because he gets to draw and then use Currency Converter, so still gets 2 looks. And could also get Inti back for another look. That might be better, but, well, Reckless Stormseeker has haste, so maybe, yeah, you should just take the Reckless Stormseeker. It's a little too greedy otherwise. Okay, I would imagine you start by using Currency Converter to draw a card, but it will kind of depend on what the card drawn is. Obviously, Time Twister is just the nuts here. Casting that with Narset in play and an Upheaval in your graveyard to get back is pretty great. Also, currently the library taps for 3, or the Academy rather, which means Candelabra is +2 mana, but 1 more artifact and it just skyrockets from here. All right, using Converter, I assume to draw. Okay, still Talisman in hand. Though I guess one thing that is nice about Inti is it actually lets you look at multiple cards with Currency Converter, but you're not losing this spot. Adam is going to get to attack with the Overlord, make 2 more things, have 4 blockers, and then Nacho has 4 attackers. Well, kind of. Because the Fear of Missing Out, land, instant, enchantment, sorcery, creature. Yeah, no, that actually could be bad because Fear of Missing Out lets Sarah Paragon attack twice. Okay, now you've got Golos. That's another blocker. So, all right. And has Esper mana, so can't quite use Golos' ability, though. That could make a treasure off the Currency Converter, gets 1 closer. So it's 5 blockers and effectively 5 attackers. But the Elite Spellbinder is going to get in. Yeah, Adam's going to go down to 3 here. It's going to be a close game. What a wild one. I can't imagine. We even missed, like I said, a Wrath, an Upheaval, and a Balance, as well as like a Parallax Wave. Like, there's some stuff going on here. And Virtue of Loyalty is like getting pretty big. I guess the upside, though, is that could block. Yeah, actually, I don't even know. Well, one thing that's nice, though, is if you can kill, if Adam can kill the Skyclave. Oh, it's got mana for something? Oh, this is just Candelabra replayed the Talisman. Nothing too exciting. Though, actually, the Talisman is kind of interesting. Adam can use Golos next turn if Golos survives, because it's got Esper mana plus red off Talisman and any color mana off the treasure from Currency Converter. So if Nacho draws something, Adam loses here. But if Nacho does not, so what happens here? Attack with everything. FOMO targets Sarah Paragon. Block the ground creature, block the ground creature. Block the Paragon. Block the Spellbinder. Oh, block the Paragon again. No, this is fine. All right. And creatures going to the graveyard benefits Adam more than anything else because the portal, though I guess Skyclave and FOMO don't go to the graveyard, they get exiled. And Caracas can stop Inti from doing anything. So, I mean, if Nacho doesn't draw anything, is going to play the Inti because, like, why not? You got a beginning of combat, bounce it. So, I'm sure once he goes to beginning of combat, Adam's going to bounce it. Hopefully Nachito did not peel. Okay, he did not seem to peel. Any Caracases? Yep, there we go. Perfect. And so how does this attack work? FOMO bounces off Golos. Skyclave eats Reckless Skyseeker. The Sarah Paragon gets double chumped in Elite Spellbinder trades. I mean, all Nacho loses is an Elite Spellbinder. The problem is he has to attack with the Spellbinder if he wants to attack with everything else, because otherwise that opens the door to double blocks on Skyclave or a triple block on Sarah Paragon. Though actually, no, Adam actually has an interesting play here. If the FOMO does indeed target Sarah Paragon to attack twice, Adam can triple block the Paragon with 3 flyers, take 4 from the Spellbinder, go to 3, and then next turn get to use Sarah Paragon to play Mind Stone and sack it to gain 2 life and draw a card. And it makes it so Nacho doesn't have the Paragon in play too, which has been a huge issue right now. All right, in comes everything. Yeah, I guess I would just assume that if I wasn't at him, I would assume that Nacho does not have like a deal 3. I just don't think you're supposed to play that way. All right, Insect. Oh, I love it. That's the play. That's the play for sure. And it's actually such a free roll for me because if Adam loses, I then get to tell him, like, why didn't you just block the Spellbinder and chump the Sarah twice? No, I wouldn't do that. To my good friend Adam. He is a good friend, by the way. I don't know if you know, like, you know, I've got my buddies like Mac and Adam, like we like to hang out a lot, so it's really fun to get them into drafts. Obviously, we met through these drafts, and then Mac's now retired to be a professional Fall Guys streamer, but I do enjoy when we get to jam, and I think this works well. I just think this puts you in a really good position to win, so I like it. And then the Reckless Stormseeker chumps the FOMO, and the Skyclave and the Golos bounce off each other. And I think that's good. If Nacho has a removal spell, he wins here. It doesn't even have to be a deal 3 because he kills one of the insects. Sarah Paragon lives. And let's see. Oh, actually, Adam's going like this. Okay, well, Adam messaged in our team chat that he's actually just going to just chump because his deck is now, I mean, I can even just show you. The rest of his deck is not the workshop because he searched it up. Brick, 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 brick. So 4 bricks, Tameo, Mox, 2 monoliths, Lorien Revealed, Bankbuster, which both draw cards, Time Twister, and then Ballista. And all of those all the non-bricks basically win, and he gets to Golos maybe here. So that what he's playing around here, and this makes total sense. Like I'm just letting him do his thing. Well, I don't know about the double block, but I think being able to just basically not put yourself dead to a removal spell, assuming you're going to win next turn, is a pretty reasonable decision. So let's see how it plays out. All right, looks like he's going to do chump. And one thing that's nice is Nacho can't recast Elite Spellbinder this turn with Paragon because he already played the Inti. So this now happens. I guess the point that Adam made, which is really good, is if Nacho had a removal spell, he wouldn't use it before blockers because of how this was all going to play out. We're still in combat here, so I don't think he's got a removal spell. I think he's just going to attack with Paragon again because you might as well. This ended up being an insane game. I'm glad we got to watch the tail end of it, which was still, even the part we watched was a crazy amount of gameplay, like just of swings. And we missed like all the setup too. So this must have been a wild one. As always, let me know if you like me popping in on these games. I do it when I know there's like a good one going on, but I can do it a little more if people are into it. Or if they just want me to focus on my matches, that's also totally legit. All right, there goes Inti. And who knows what the last card is? Well, we're going to kind of find out because Portal's going to take Elite Spellbinder here. Let's see what Adam draws here. Spellbinder comes in. Nachito reveals Firebolt. Oh. Why did Nacho play the Inti? That was wild. If he just hadn't played Inti, he would just have won. He just Firebolt 2 flyers. Okay, well, we stole that one. As it turns out, the blocking would have worked in either case, but that was just crazy. Oh, and then Time Twister was the draw? Okay. So we hope Nacho doesn't draw anything too good out of the one card he draws, but Adam has just a million cards that win him the game, up to and including just Upheaval with 1,000 mana floating would easily do the trick. All right, Mox Sapphire off the Time Twister. Still has Currency Converter. Could still use Golos if needed, but we'll see. All right. Oh, making a treasure. That's a good sign. Because if Adam's making a treasure here, that means he doesn't need to use the converter to draw a card and is instead just trying to maximize mana. I'm hoping it's Upheaval because Upheaval sends Overlord back to Nachito's hand, but it leaves Adam with a 4/4 from Skyclave. And I mean, he's 7, literally like 20 mana, including a bunch of artifact mana, and just gets to replay every single card. Doesn't even have to replay the portal yet. Can just wait on that one. Whew. And Adam wins the game. Wow. So Nachito drew Firebolt, thought Inti was lethal, forgot about Caracas maybe? Because he could have gone Firebolt the 2 tokens, and then, yeah, that would have been it. All right, well, I got to get to round 2 since my opponent's waiting on me, but that was a sick game to watch. Oh, actually, my round 2 opponent is Nachito, so I actually can't I can't play till he's done, so might as well bird. If you also, again, if you just want to watch my matches, just fast forward a bit and you can skip past this, but I'm invested now. I want to see what happens. All right, whoa, they went fast. I was waiting for it to start. You have to click to start it. In any case, this was an early Forensic Gadgeteer plus a Mox to make a clue, and a Tamiyo that made another clue, sure. And then Council's Judgment hit Tamiyo, and then Lelia hit, but now Caracas is just once again rearing its head and just demolishing Lelia. As a legendary creature, Caracas does the thing. And then clues only cost 1 to sack, so I like Adam's spot here. I mean, Lelia is cool, especially as this very scary looking Lelia, but getting to bounce at beginning of combat really limits how much it does to almost nothing. So yeah, I guess it was turn 1 Tamiyo versus a Knight token off of Virtue, and then it was Council Judgment Tamiyo, play Lelia. All right. That is the moves into Forensic Gadgeteer, then into Mox. So 1 clue got sacrificed. Probably passing here. I mean, any artifact would have been really good there, so I'm going to assume Adam doesn't have a cheap one to play. And, of course, an Academy coming soon before all these clues get cracked could be really strong. All right, beginning of combat. No, Adam, don't let Lelia attack. No. Oops. Little minor error there, I would say. Oof, into a braid. That's unfortunate. All right. I mean, Caracas is still pretty good here. That'll limit future exposure. But a braid on the Gadgeteer is pretty annoying. And it's obviously a free card, so that's not what you want to see. That said, Balance, Wrath, these are all pretty good ways to mitigate all of this. And land for Nachito. And a braid on the Gadgeteer. You can sack the clue in response to pay 1 less, but that doesn't really change that much, so might as well wait and see what the next play is. FOMO, probably discarding the Lelia. Yeah, I mean, keeping Lelia over Mountain, sure, I guess Mountain doesn't do much either. I mean, if FOMO was the play, the Abrado was going to get cast this turn, but obviously it's still just a free card for Nachito, so you don't really like that. This looks like a Tinker to me. Tinker sacking the clue. Nice. And yeah, of course, not sacking clue end of turn is a pretty big clue, as it were, that Tinker's happening. You know what the funny thing is? The braid getting used already is actually really good for Adam here. So hopefully, like I said, I think because of the fear of missing out, it would have happened last turn anyways, but it is funny if letting a Lelia hit a braid made it more likely that the portal survives in a braid, that's pretty sick. And Nacho's already used Council's Judgment and a braid. Probably doesn't have that many things that can kill the portal. Bonehorde Dracosaur. Yeah, that's pretty good, yeah. I mean, portal's going, so that's something. Let's see what this is. Ooh, 3 mana? Oh, cycle. That's not too exciting. All right. Portal. FOMO helps dig. Forensic Gadgeteer could also help dig, depending on Adam's hand. If he's got a Basalt Monolith, of course, he also just gets infinite mana here, so that would be pretty nice. I mean, Bonehorde Dracosaur is pretty good. Next turn, if it survives, it hits for 5 and draws 2 cards effectively. Well, that's pretty strong. Okay. What's this? 6 mana? Oh, is this just upheaval? An emergency upheaval? Pretty good emergency upheaval. Resets the Dracosaur. Adam's got a Mox. Can play, hasn't played a land yet, so can play a Meticulous Archive to get a little surveil action here. And that also explains putting Gadgeteer into play, because then when you upheaval, it comes back to you, of course, as opposed to giving Nacho back a fear of missing out in hand. So I like the position. All right, here we go. Upheaval's happening. And Adam's going to go land Mox, probably to discard less, so that's 10 cards. Still has to discard a couple cards here. Nacho is going to go land, hopefully discard 3 cards. And yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. The Dracosaur's a long time from coming out. The Lelia still doesn't do that much against the Caracas we know is lurking in Adam's hand. And Nacho has 1 other card. Oh, left a card on top. I do like that. Yeah, you could in fact, not play the Mox. The reason to do that is if you wanted to get a clue off Forensic Gadgeteer. Oh, into Candelabra? Discard one less even? Okay, that's nice. But I think I'd rather just play out my cards, discard less, instead of trying to make clues later that... Also, the Mox, you need it to cast the Gadgeteer, so that's kind of whatever. Planes into discard. Nice. This is going to make the Bonehorde Dracosaur a lot worse, too, because Nacho has to either discard the Dracosaur or discard some lands. I guess still probably has enough lands by the time he gets to 5. I don't think the game's going to last that long. I have a strong suspicion that Adam's going to be able to play an Academy basically just wins the game. A lot of other cards are very good here. Even just playing Gadgeteer is awesome. And Lele got discarded, which makes sense too. All right, here comes the Gadgeteer. And Mountain Go? No, it's got to play. Selfless Spirit. That's not that threatening of a play at 15 life. We're in the Mishra's Workshop / Tolarian Academy waiting room here because either of those really just like explode. Oh, Portable Hole on Selfless Spirit and make a clue because it's an artifact. Yeah, see, the Workshop Candelabra is actually still a combo. You could tap it for 3 artifact mana, untap it. Now you have 6 artifact mana, so being able to cast Portal would be pretty in reach. And then, of course, Academy literally could cast Portal this turn. Oh, into Narset, too. And take a little look-see here. Missed on Narset, but I think that's okay. I like the no attack, too. Just play around random hasters. Reckless Stormseeker or something. I guess Reckless Stormseeker you'd have to chump, but you know, it's worth I think the risk of that. I don't know, there's other hasters, and maybe you want to have a Narset instead of a Gadgeteer. All right, well, Narset's gone. Makes Time Twister worse, but Time Twister would still be just absurdly good here. 6 cards in hand. We know one's a portal. We know 2 or so are lands, I think, and don't know the rest. I mean, we know that one is a land and one other card, I think, or one other land maybe, but I'm not sure. And then Clue Token is a way to draw something here. Undercity Sewers. If you're thinking, that means he's got a card. Okay, left it on top and has access to it this turn with the Clue Token. So, some good action here for sure. Let's see what costs 2 mana here. Could be a Walking Ballista. Yeah, Walking Ballista make a clue. And also the Ballista now only costs 3 to pump instead of 4, which not a big deal, but you know, it's all relevant. And then here, Nacho is on 4 mana, still can't Dracosaur, but is playing Parallax Wave. Yeah, that's pretty strong here. It kills the Ballista before it can kill the Skyclave, and can also get the Gadgeteer out. Now is a good time to crack some clues. Oh, actually, Adam has even a better play. You can Candelabra. He's going to leave up Caracas here. So Candelabra with Gadgeteer generates a mana. What I actually kind of liked in response to the casting Parallax Wave, now that I think about it, is Candelabra, pay 1, untap 2 lands, pay 3, Ballista up to 2/2, shoot the Skyclave twice. And then it means that you get a 3/3, which is just going to die to Parallax Wave, but you also end up in a spot where Nacho can't Parallax Wave the Skyclave anymore. Oh, Mishra's Workshop. Yeah. Into Grim Monolith. Okay, can easily cast Portal this turn. And potentially other things. Is this Golos or something? I guess we'll see. The Candlestick can do something here. And Adam chose not to sack the second clue, which could mean he already had things lined up, might need it for Academy. Who knows? Okay, Candelabra Workshop. You love to see that. And Portal. All right, well, this actually works fine because now the Skyclave gets eaten or gets Parallax Waved out, but the Portal still is a huge threat. The Bonehorde Dracosaur is going to be annoying, but I feel like things are doing okay. And Nacho kind of has to Parallax Wave this Ballista, I would imagine. The thing about waiting on Portal 2 is to try to hit Dracosaurs. That doesn't really work because Nacho just would have Parallax Wave in play and would be able to flicker it out. And at this point, Nacho also really doesn't want to give back the Forensic Gadgeteer, but I guess the Skyclave will eat it right away, so that's not that big of a deal. All right, here comes Dracosaur. Mox Diamond as well. Okay. Huh. This is just to play around days or something, I guess, if it's all the same. Well, Lelia and Fear of Missing Out are two of the options here. Putting a Ballista into play doesn't really do a whole lot. Letting Adam untap with this Ballista is a little bit risky. Okay, cracking a clue. And Adam, I'm sure, just has like a million things to do now. You can also get back Fear of Missing Out to just draw another card. Look for a... Well, Wrath of God doesn't actually work yet because of the Parallax Wave, so you kind of have to wait on that. But it'll happen soon enough. Parallax Wave is also pretty effective fighting against Portal. You can steal your things back. But an Academy would still be great here with this Ballista. I know the Parallax Wave can kill the Ballista, but playing Academy, you end up in a spot where you at least get to use the Ballista a decent amount before it all comes down. Okay, let's see what the plays are here. Jace the Mind Sculptor, also a way to disrupt the Bone Horde Dracosaur. 5 mana. Oh, Lorien revealed. Nice. All right, I mean, Bone Horde Dracosaur looks like it's going to get to trigger on upkeep. That is a pretty strong play. Any Tolarian Academies? No, Seed of the Synod. We're just building up towards that Tolarian Academy. Pass the turn. Wave goes down to 1. Yeah, Nacho, I think, is definitely playing it right here, keeping the wave on 2. And I would be hesitant to want to wave. I guess what he could do is he could wave Fear of Missing Out and then wave the Ballista. Oh, he just leaves the Ballista alone. Interesting. Okay, this I don't like so much. We'll see how it works out for him, but... Okay, so he exiled Noise Marine and Emberwild Captain, though he can't play both. He has 6, 7 mana. Land would be 8. Yeah, that's luckily not both. My main fear if I'm Nacho now, though, is that Adam just has Wrath or Balance and can now kill the Dracosaur. And you're getting 2 cards off Dracosaur anyway. You don't really need the Fear of Missing Out. What is Skyclave going to hit? I guess we'll see. Is it the Gadgeteer? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Could untap 2 lands with Candelabra, but it's not going to do too much for you. I mean, you might as well untap the Caracas, of course, but if you're going to do that, you might as well get the Meticulous Archive for free. Okay, Gadgeteer's gone for good. Would appear. Nacho has 2 cards in hand. Hasn't cast any spells yet, but is going to get hit Adam down to 8, assuming no disruption. Probably plays Emberwild Captain to get the Monarch, but who knows? All right, bashing for 5. Gotta watch out for some burn spells here. And then here... I mean, Noise Marine can deal a couple damage. I get, like, it would be the second spell most likely. So maybe Nacho plays the Noise Marine and tries to spike. It is higher variance than Emberwild Captain. Next turn, Lelia can get summoned by the portal. Any Tolarian Academies? And Tolarian Academy would be pretty nice here because it would tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 13 mana with Candelabra. Yeah, enough mana. To go kind of nuts on Ballista, it takes 16 mana to kill the Bone Horde Dracosaur with Walking Ballista, assuming it survives. I'm pretty close to that. Because that's 13. Yeah, that's like 19 mana. Okay. That would be enough. All right, this looks like Emberwild Captain to me if this is 4 mana. So it gives Nacho the Monarch, and it makes Adam can't really take the Monarch back because he's got 6 cards in hand. It would be pretty difficult to do that. Well, let's see if that's the play. No. It's Impending Overlord of the Mistmoors. Huh. I don't know about that. So the reason I'm a little suspicious here is the Ballista does a pretty good job killing those insects. Elite Spellbinder. I got Stern Scolding. Nice. Oh, maybe he's worried about Stern Scolding because it counters either. Well, it doesn't really counter Noise Marine that well. It doesn't stop the Cascade. Okay, now he could get Elite Spellbinder back, and that's at least a chump blocker. Oh, he's getting Lelia. Interesting. Maybe just wants to dig another card. I guess letting the dragon get another turn is not ideal. Okay, so sends Lelia in. I mean, Wrath or Balance both basically end the game here, I would imagine. Mindstone got exiled. Well, that's at least another card. I mean, I guess Balance... The thing is, Balance it works too because Adam... It would lose all his cards in hand, but that doesn't really matter too much. Because you can Ballista, it kills itself, and then Lelia you just bounce with Caracas. Which actually is kind of nice because then you even get to keep a card in hand if you want. But... Okay. Workshop into Basalt, into Talisman, into that Mind Stone. Oh, into Bankbuster. Jeez, he had a lot of artifacts in hand. I guess the Lorien revealed last turn really gassed him up here. Oh, is this Time Twister? Okay, this is going to be a big one because definitely the game is very much in question here. Adam needs to find Academy Upheaval or Wrath or Balance. And his Narset and Tameo exiled. That doesn't matter too much. Okay, it looks like Balance to me. Bounce the Lelia or just Wrath, actually. Okay. Yeah, this is totally reasonable. So now Nacho has a full hand of cards, but Adam has a 3/3 and also, more importantly, has Portal to Phyrexia. Apparently has not drawn the Academy yet. It doesn't have that many cards left in deck. Hopefully doesn't get like burned out here or killed by like some sort of haste flyer. A haste ground creature isn't a big deal. Let's see what this is. If this is Council's Judgment, okay, the portal is going, presumably. And then that's fine. I think Upheaval is still just the best card Adam can find. That's usually the case. And now, even without Academy, he has the mana to have a pretty gnarly Upheaval. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, 8 mana, plus 3 artifact mana. And you can use turn 1 colorless into another artifact mana. So 7 mana and 6 artifact mana. Upheaval down to 1 mana. And then replay Grim, Basalt, Talisman, etc., etc., etc. Does have to replay Portable Hole to get the Spirit token, but that's not that big of a deal. Also, if he drew Academy, you could just Academy Upheaval here, and that would obviously just be pretty much game. Let's see. Is he going to attack with the Illusion first? Sure. Get in there. This game has gone to the wire. It's going to be a long video, but I can't play Nachito anyway, so we'll see how this works. Yeah. This is an Upheaval, and Candle he's not even gonna use Candle. I mean, Adam's low on time. He should just jam at this point. I mean, Mox Diamond kind of fights it a little tiny bit, but it doesn't really. So here comes the Selfless Spirit. Thanks to that Portable Hole. Talisman. Grim Monolith. And Mishra's Workshop, Basalt Monolith, maybe Portable Hole again. Oh, there's a Mox too. Why not? And enough mana left to maybe play a Golos or something. We'll see. There's the Candelabra. All right. He's got a lot of mana and currency converter, sure. Time is going to be kind of an issue here. It's a little unfortunate. Let's see how this resolves. All right, and Bankbuster and draw with currency converter past the turn, presumably. Unless he's got more things to play. No, it does not. And discard some lands here. Okay, currency convert those lands. And then Nacho can go land, Mox, and play, I don't know, Glimmerlands or whatever 2-drop he had. Selfless Spirit. No, that already got Portable Hold. And how's that? I'm going to actually finish the job. He only has 11 cards in deck as well. Because the Portal's gone, the Ballista's gone. Huh. He's got Preordain, so he's looking. I mean, Golos kind of is a thing. Having some win conditions exiled can actually be kind of threatening here. Passes the turn back. Interesting. All right. Nachito gets to attack for 2, I guess. What are you going to do? Takes 2. And Usher of the Fallen is back. Okay, Bankbuster can draw a card, I guess. And really don't even know what else. And you can make a treasure with currency converter, something like that. Okay. Oh, it doesn't even draw a Bankbuster. Yeah, I don't actually know what. No, he doesn't have any win conditions left. The Ballista, the Portal are all gone. All right, I think they're going to remake for Game 3, and there we go. All right, well, I'm playing Nachito now. They're going to figure out if they're going to do a Game 3 or Adam just times out. I mean, it's kind of up to the other team at this point. All right, well, I like this hand. I'm on the play. I've got turn 2, Robber or Caustic Bronco, and a Shieldred's Edict. If I draw a discard outlet, I've got this Archon. And let's see. Oh, that would have been insane last turn, but still pretty good this turn. Let's cast Robber because it's getting a card right now. No reason to play the Mox Ruby if I don't need to. Let's see. Nachito has something here. All right. Any action? Hit planes. Nope. All right. The good news is if he doesn't have a removal spell here, I get to just kill his creature next turn. I'm not... Oh, Chromox. Painful. Now he's going to kill my Robber, I would imagine, here. It doesn't really make sense for him not to. Oh, it doesn't have anything? Okay. Can I just hit a spell here? Oh, is this Virtue? Sure. Okay, so I'll let that resolve, but before the Robber resolves, each opponent sacrifices a creature token of their choice. Okay. He's got more cards. I hit Emberwild Captain. Well, that doesn't do anything here. I think I am just going to Mox away this Archon and play Caustic Bronco. This way, if he's got a removal spell for my Robber, then I still have a good card advantage creature here. So I like how this is going. I mean, Chromox was so much worse than literally just any land, but you know, you work with what you got. And let's see what this is. Hopefully not a removal spell. Hopefully it's just a blocker. If it's like a Reckless Stormseeker, that's a little more annoying because it's like I have to like lose a creature. But one thing that's kind of cool is I could just attack. Oh, it's Lelia. Oh, Lelia is such a... Oh, this is not a threat at all. I mean, obviously it's fine here. But it's not a blocker against my 2 card draw things coming in. I love that. All right. Let's just go. Okay. This is kind of interesting. Do I play Chandra? I don't think I need to. Let's attack first. And see what we get. Because part of the reason I really want to play the Emberwild is I think that the Robber is not always going to give me value. So let's see. In a Glimmerlands? All right. And what does a Bronco get me? Yeah, that's really bad, but okay. Emberweld Captain, yeah, all right. Look, if he's got a removal spell for the Emberweld Captain, he can attack and take the Monarch. He's still going to take a bunch of damage, and then next turn I can still Chandra the Lelia. Parallax Wave is the card that's going to get me good here. Okay, that wasn't that. All right, yeah, this is fine. I mean, obviously I would have preferred not to see a removal spell, but I really prefer not to see Parallax Wave. Exiled Noise Marine, sure. I take 5. Oh, I guess he doesn't take a bunch of damage. Sorry, that's with the Emerald living, but that's not, obviously it's not going to live. Let's draw. Land would still be good. Okay. What do I want to do here? Oh, Lelia is now a 5/5 because of the robber. Oh, that is actually kind of annoying. I didn't really factor that in, I will admit. I can Chandra the Skyclave. I could Unmarked Grave Necromancy. Let me see. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to Unmarked Grave Broadside Bombardiers. That actually worked out kind of all right. Can't do Magda. Broadside Bombardiers. Necromancy the Bombardiers. And then Smash. And I guess Robber first. Not much that I hit this turn that really matters. Lelia gets bigger again. Hopefully I don't hit a 4-drop. I don't have very many expensive cards left. Okay. Well, now I'm dead to any removal spell. Because I do get a blocker here. Oh wait, no, he gets the blocker. Never mind. I didn't realize how that worked. Okay. So what was I supposed to do then? I didn't realize that was going to happen. Well, I'm going to bring in Pyrokinesis and I guess Cut Down. Wow. That was brutal. All right, I thought I was winning badly. I think I want to cut the Unmarked Grave. I just don't really want to risk that, drawing it in a game that's going to be that close. And then Robber I still think is good, but it actually kind of screwed me on with the Lelia there. Scrapwork Mud is just okay. I could cut the Archon. No, maybe I do want Unmarked. No, he's got so many ways to remove it. Maybe I just don't put Archon in my deck and I just play straight up. I could see doing that. And maybe even Lurising. Do I want Luris? Is there a way I want... Maybe I take out Scrapwork Mutt, put in Unearth and Luris. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then I've got tons of cheap removal. I need to cut one card. Maybe I don't have the Unearth then. Maybe I'll just keep all the removal. All right, let's try that. Well, found a way to lose that one. So what was I supposed to do that turn then? Interesting. I'm not sure. Okay, well, this hand's pretty nice. I get to go turn 1, maybe cut something down if he has a 1-drop. And then next turn, play one of my creatures. I'm not sure which one. It's, I think, Bronco most likely. And then, because I don't want to impending the Overlord. That I can just wait on. And also casting Overlord is pretty nice. Oh, geez, he's got a Mox. Okay. Well, oh, that's actually really annoying because I'm going to play Bronco now. He's got Virtue, which means I didn't get to use the cut down on turn 1. The upside, though, for me is that I get to cut down plus Blood Tithe next turn because I did draw the swamp. Or mountain, I guess. And then what I'm hoping is Nachito's turn here is something like a Reckless Stormseeker. Not a Lelia. Lelia would actually be pretty annoying. Okay. So I'm gonna take 5 here, but then I go cut down the Stormseeker, crew the Bronco attack. And then I'm just fine trading off here. I want to get my card. Oh, Flame Slash is nice too, but let's go Blood Tithe. Saddle this thing. Attack. reveal a 4-drop? 1-drop. I'm going to let him trade if he wants. And from what I've seen, I can just wait on the cut down. I have to stop on his main phase so that, because I want him to maybe play something as if, well, he knows the Stormseeker's not going to live because the Galvanic Discharge has been revealed. I just don't want to take 1 million damage, and I don't mind trading off here. So even though I have a bunch of removal in hand, I'm kind of happy no matter what. I'm giving him the option, so he can make a decision based on that. Usually when your opponent gives you an option, that means they don't mind it happening. But I really don't mind whether he trades or doesn't trade. Either one seems fine to me. It's going to kind of depend on what's in his hand, of course. Parallax Wave is going to be a card that's dangerous for me no matter what, though. Man, I'm sure people watching last game were like, as I'm talking about killing the Skyclave, were like, oh, this is a disaster. Well, it was. Okay, so he does not block. Okay. Well, let's just pass the turn. Let's see what gets played. Fear of missing out. Okay, I'm still fine with that. I like that what I think is going to give me a pretty significant advantage this game is I have 3 1-mana removal spells. Oh, and I'm going to animate dead the Overlord. 3 1-mana removal spells that are trading for 2 and 3 mana plays. So that is a pretty huge edge. Now I take 2. I mean, this game's just over now. Well, okay, let's not get overconfident. I thought that last game, Parallax Wave still is a really big problem for me. And animating the Overlord really does play into that. So let's see what Nachito does. He Burst Lightning's the Caustic Bronco. All right. Oh, Emperor of Bones is kind of a way to do that without... without exposing that much. But he's got 2 cards in hand and doesn't even have other planes. I'm just going to go for it. I think it's just unbelievably good if this works out. The other option, I mean, I could also just play Emperor of Bones, or I could play Emperor of Bones, exile the Overlord, Flame Slash or Galvanic Discharge, one of those things. I kind of feel like I can battle through the Overlord even if it goes poorly. So let's go animate dead Overlord. Because I can still actually kill it here. And then I'll just pass. I don't really need to do anything here. I'm going to save the Flame Slash, because Flame Slash plus Blood Tithe can kill Overlord if I have to kill Overlord because he Parallax Waves it. Okay, he does not have that. Maybe he has Bonehorde Dracosaur. Yeah, that I'm fine with. All right, well, I'm glad I went this way because he played I'm going to have to use a couple removal spells here. Do I want to Galvanic Discharge the Fear of Missing Out? I guess I don't really need to right now. Let's go Flame Slash, Dracosaur, Blood Tithe the Dracosaur, and go to combat. Attack for 9. And we're getting to the point where, and then I'll impending the Overlord here, and I think get back the Blood Tithe. Yeah. We're getting to the point where he needs Parallax Wave right away, and even then it might not be good enough. Though obviously it kills a bunch of insect tokens. All right, going to game 3. On the draw, I don't think I need Robber of the Rich so much. Do I want Embereth Shieldbreaker? It kills Glimmerlands. It's a little weak, but it kills Mox Diamond and Mox Sapphire, or Mox Emerald. There's also Liliana. There's also just Unearth. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 good creatures for Unearth. All right. I'm just going with Unearth and all like 1 mana removal. Or 0 mana removal. I think this matchup actually is not that bad, though. Parallax Wave is a real big problem. All right. Let's get a hand with a Mox. Ruby, that is, not Chrome Mox. And Some good removal, huh? See what we got here. No, I got to mulligan that. Yeah, I guess I'll keep. What do I put back? It's all pretty good. I kind of want to put Fire Covenant back. My main problem with Fire Covenant is I have to put back, I think, one of Fire Covenant and Reanimate, and I think on the draw, I just feel like Fire Covenant might be too slow in terms of how much damage I take. Okay. Swamp is nice. He's got turn 1 Virtue. Him leading on Mox on the play is just really bad for me still. But turn 2 Blood Tithe, turn 3 Bombardiers throw the blood token could be decent. I need him not to have Reckless Stormseeker or something this turn. Oh my god. Okay. Turn 2 Emberwild. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to beat that, huh? Damn. Oh, turn 2 Sarah Paragon. That's interesting. Okay. Well, cut down a turn 2 late. I mean, he gets to replay the land. Let's see if no Bonehorde Dracosaur this turn, because next turn I do have Broadside Bombardiers here. It's this Parallax Wave. Oh, Noise Marine. Oh, no, it's Virtue. Huh. Well, Fire Covenant would have been good. Yeah. Well. What can I do here? It's a 4/5. Oh. I guess I can Blood Tithe that to a 2/3 and then cut it down. Yeah, I guess that's my play. And then, because I didn't draw another black, I can't, I think I want to keep the blood token to throw with Bombardiers here. Not being able to cast Reanimate or Overlord is pretty unfortunate. Well, let's see what happens. How big is this? Okay. I'm just going to let this happen. I might sack the blood now. I assume he's going to take Broadside Bombardiers. It doesn't make too much sense to do otherwise. We'll see, though. No, this is not really going to work. Man, this has been a really unfortunate, like drawing cut down a turn too late, though. Obviously, if I'd cut down the knight, I might have been in more trouble. And then not having one of these be a swamp has really messed me up here. So, yeah, I think I got to use the blood token. I think I'm just going to discard the Great Furnace here. Okay. Don't think I can afford to Thoughtseize here, which is really a pain, but what I'm going to do is reanimate the Sarah Paragon and then cast Blood Tithe Harvester. Pass the turn. Okay. Land. No. All right. Wasn't beating that anyway. Damn. Game 1 was tough. I got messed up pretty bad by some of those moves. 1-1 here. On to round 3. Alrighty. Time for round 3. So obviously what I should have done in game 1 of last round, by the way, is just Chandra the Lelia. I didn't really factor in the robber growing the Lelia, so that was certainly a mistake. Oh, I like this hand. Playing against green-white creatures. Fire Covenant is going to be my best card. And I'm just going to go Swamp Go and see what I want to play on turn 2, because I kind of want to play Magda because it generates value when it attacks. There's a chance I might want to play a Dothi Voidwalker, but I think Magda is going to be the play. All right, opponent mulliganed to 6 here. I do want to get Dothi Voidwalker out before Fire Covenant, but turn 2 Magda can give me some more mana to make that easy to do. I mean, really the curve is just Magda into Dathi Voidwalker into Fire Covenant. But there's a chance I go turn 2 Magda, turn 3, play a 3-drop, turn 4 Voidwalker, attack with Magda, use the treasure, Covenant their board. So also a possibility. Turn 1 Yavimaya. Sure. Okay, as long as I can not draw lands here, I'll be pretty happy. But honestly, Fire Covenant's going to be pretty hard for them to beat. Obviously, if they go, removal spell, because they have like Touch the Spirit Realm and stuff like that. If they play some removal spells and don't play creatures, that's a different story. But I think that Covenant is going to be strong. One thing that's a little annoying is if they play a creature that can block Magda here, it's a little awkward where I want to attack into it. Probably I just play Voidwalker and pass, but it'll really depend on what it is. If it's like a Lotus Cobra, yeah, if it's a Lotus Cobra, I'm going to play Voidwalker first, then attack with Magda, and offer the trade. But if they have a fetch land in play, that's not going to happen. And now I'm going to play Scrapwork Mutt. Discard this mountain here. Okay. And hope that they just play a creature that I can kill with Fire Covenant. Maybe they have Securitron Squadron, so they could go like land, get to 4 mana, crack Tarn, get to 5 mana, Squadron, and then I just Fire Covenant all 3 and attack for 7. Could also Dathi Voidwalker, but I don't really want to do that. Though Dathi Voidwalker, I think I can pay squad at that point, so that actually could be kind of nice too. All right, here goes Gaia's Cradle. Sure. Into... They have Sheltered by Ghosts in their deck as well. That one doesn't scare me too much given the Fire Covenant. Yeah, there goes Sheltered by Ghosts. All right. And then no attacks. I mean, that makes sense. Why not to? Oh, I like that. Start by just attacking here. I assume they're just going to take it. And then I'm just going to Galvanic Discharge. Play my Badlands, and I'll Galvanic Discharge the Cobra, because this cuts so much mana off from them. It makes their Cradle not tap for mana. It makes their Scalding Tarn not tap for mana. And I got to make sure to deal 1 point of energy damage here. And that puts, I mean, I guess, well, that's not true. The Cradle still taps for mana because of Yavimaya, so I guess that doesn't hose them too badly. But still, I think it is well worth it. Do you have something to save your thing? Oh, wow. Oh, Felia. Okay. That does not bother me. Pay 1. Pass the turn. I didn't play the Xander's Land because I think there's a chance I might cycle it. I have a lot of mana here. So what is this, like Felia plus Isika's Chariot, and then I can still just pop them all with Fire Covenant? That's like one of the better things they could be doing here. It'd be funny if I don't have to use Fire Covenant to win this game, but I suspect I probably will. Both win and use Fire Covenant, both. But we'll see about that. Okay, Shifting Woodlands, they have 3 card types. That's not nothing. And Jacked Rabbit, X equals 0. Just play another creature that I can kill. Oh, okay. It is Fire Covenant time. They can attack, flicker my treasure, I guess. I mean, well, it's either flicker treasure or flicker one of their creatures in order to get a +1/+1 counter on Felia. So that's just whatever they think is better. All right. No blocks. The rabbit comes back. Draw 3, 4, 2. Boom. Fire Covenant. And just play Great Furnace and attack for 9 here. I don't need to I don't need to use Dothy Voidwalker. I'd rather just whack them and have lethal next turn, and I can cycle Xander's Lounge using one of the treasures end of turn. They have Othari here. No, touch the Spirit Realm. Okay, so they can, that's their last card. Yeah, so they're going to hit the Voidwalker, and then they're going to go to 2 here, and if I have anything, they basically lose. I mean, I would imagine that Carnage Interpreter plus the Caustic Bronco is enough to get the job done. Given that they're at 2, I have 4 creatures and 4 clues in play. All right, up a game here. Yeah, Fire Covenant's just going to be the nuts here. So is Pyrokinesis. I guess I sided this in all of my rounds, so there is that. But I played against Esper tokens, red-white beatdown, and green-white, so it's not always going to be like that either. Cut down also looks good. I do kind of like Archon here. They have a good way to get rid of it in Touch the Spirit Realm, but otherwise they don't really. I think I have to keep Unmarked Grave then, but what do I want to cut? I do have to cut some cards. I could cut the Scrapwork Mud. It is just okay. And Shieldred's Edict could be bad. Like, they have a lot of creatures. It gets worse when they have tons of creatures, so let's try doing it that way. Swapping in some removal, and I just like cut down as a way to kill like Felia and Lotus Cobra. I guess it's bad against 6, but hopefully that doesn't get us too badly. All right. Well, now I hope I draw Unmarked Grave or Archon here. I have turn 1, kill your thing. So I'm going to lead on Badlands so I can keep up Galvanic Discharge. Actually, yeah, I'll still lead on Badlands. I haven't seen Wasteland out of them. And maybe I want to play Dothy Voidwalker on 2. Removal, somewhat removal. And an animate. This is pretty nice. Can't kill that one. All right. Well, not yet, at least. That would have been the Shieldred's Edict. It's actually fine, though. Like, obviously, if they play like an Asika's Chariot, it's pretty annoying here, but most of the 4s they could play, I could just kill. And if they tap the Paradise Druid, I get to kill it next turn. All right. Let's go Archon. Let's go Unmarked Grave. Either one of those would be just outstanding. Wouldn't mind Chandra. Caustic Bronco, any action creature. I don't really want to draw Carnage Interpreter yet, though that will at some point be good. Asika's Chariot's one of the cards I'm most scared of. Guide of Souls, I'm really not. They have Cradle now. They could still play Chariot here. In fact, that would be pretty strong. Yeah, they have Cradle. Oh, is this Jacked Rabbit? Oh, okay. Great. This is easy. I'm just going to kill all their creatures. I actually think I'm literally going to kill all their creatures. I don't even need Pyrokinesis. Let's go cut down, Flame Slash, Galvanic Discharge. Yeah. I mean, I don't have to kill Guide of Souls, I guess. I am going to Flame Slash the rabbit, of course. And I guess I'll cut down the Paradise Druid. I don't really need the extra energy. So let's just... Because the Cradle already taps for 1 thanks to Yavimaya. So if they didn't have Yavimaya in play, I would definitely kill the Guide of Souls. I think right now I'd rather just wait, and I don't want to reanimate either of those either. I'm looking at maybe hard casting Pyrokinesis at some point here. Yeah, this is fine. I'm going to Galvanic Discharge the Lotus Cobra in response. They can tap their Cradle for 2, but they don't get to play a land. And I still have Pyrokinesis. They don't get to play a land and get a Lotus Cobra trigger. Could have killed Guide of Souls. Oh, Brawler. Okay. I mean, they do get to make their Guide of Souls into a flyer now. Yeah, that's a thing. Okay. Can I get an Archon here? Draw. Let's see what we got. Chandra? Anything? Overlord of the Baelmerk. That's interesting. I could reanimate it. I could impending it. Hold on. How do I want to do this? I could impending it. I could reanimate it. The Guide of Souls actually is kind of a problem now. It's a little annoying. Maybe I should have just killed the Guide of Souls. Let them have Cobra. It would have worked out better. I could discard it to Blood Token and then animate it and hope to hit something good. I could mill 4 and hope to hit Archon. That would obviously be the highest payoff. I kind of like just milling 4. And I use the ability, I'll get back Robber of the Rich. Yeah, this is fine. And then I just kill both their things with Pyrokinesis. I'm just like playing horribly. Their things are too big for me to do that, actually. Oops. All right, well, Pyrokinesis that, and then I guess I just reanimate the Blood Tithe. All right, I basically burned a reanimate for nothing, which is a really bad mistake. Ooh, I have 2 blood tokens out now. They have 1 card in hand. I mean, we could still win this game, but I just, like, the numbers in my head were not adding up. Let's see what their last card is. Honestly, they should, if they have Sheltered by Ghosts in their deck, they really should side it out. Oh, is this Othari? Oh, that was going to be a problem either way, but okay, let's see if I can rally here. Let's block the 3/3, take 5, down to 10, draw, discard a mountain, draw. Hold on. Draw. Okay, well, I do think I was likely going to lose that because I block. Next turn I take 7 down to 2. I can no longer animate Archon, but let's try not to be completely terrible. Do I want Liliana? I don't think so. Lurrus is kind of interesting, but I think a lot of their removal, enough of their removal's exile that I don't think that's going to work out. All right, let's try that again, shall we? All right, I would like to play first. Any Moxen? No, but this is an excellent hand. Let's once again asking Archon of Cruelty to show up, or Unmarked Grave. Okay, play Xander's Lounge. I mean, I've got multiple ways to animate here. Bunch of removal. What I don't want to see is Paradise Druid. Verdant. Okay, they have a 1-drop. Birds. Let's just cut the birds down. Keep up Galvanic Discharge. It's fine. I don't really need to get the Blood Tithe out that badly. And I don't have a 3rd land in hand. If I did, that would be a bigger incentive to play my 2. Okay, because then I could do it on 1, 2, 3, but this works fine. Blood Tithe. And then if they Felia, I could just kill it. And they have Felia. I'm just going to kill it now because I want that thing dead and gone. It's better to kill it now in case they have Cradle, in case they have Touch the Spirit Realm to save it or some other way to save it. Not that it looked like that. Like the advantage of not killing it right away is maybe they play a card that they think they want to flicker that they wouldn't have otherwise done, but I don't think the benefits outweigh the cost. So last game, if I had just Galvanic Discharged the Guide of Souls, they play Brawler. Yeah, I feel like I still probably lose to Othari, but it's a lot closer, of course. Yeah, let's just kill both their things. This time I think I'm gonna try to play a little better. Emperor. Beginning of combat, exile Blood Tithe. Put Blood Tithe into play. No attacks. And then kill the Guide of Souls. so I end up killing both their things, having a 4/4. I've killed 4 creatures so far. Bristly Bill. All right. Oh, it's Flame Slash Bristly Bill, play Caustic Bronco. I mean, this is just classic good red removal. Let's exile Felia. I don't think I'm going to reanimate Felia. I'm going to hold on to reanimate. None of their stuff is like that appealing. And giving myself a few turns to hit Archon or Unmarked Grave seems pretty good. If I draw a different animate, then I guess I'll change that. Nishoba Brawler. Okay. Huh. Yeah. If I had a land, I could animate the Bristly Bill. I could also discard Magda. But one thing that's nice with Magda, I think I'll just wait, is I can go Magda. And I could crew it. Let's attack. I don't want to exile the Bill. Oh, I do want Bristly Bill really badly. Bristly Bill plus Emperor of Bones is sick. Okay, I can't crew yet, but at some point here I'll be able to crew Caustic Bronco with Magda. Okay, I need to draw land. Sheltered by Ghosts. Okay, that makes things a little bit tougher. Exile Emperor of Bones. You can't really attack. Okay. Now I wish the Felly was in the graveyard, funnily enough. They've used Sheltered, so I guess I'm just going to animate Bristly Bill here because it costs less life, and then I'm going to saddle the Caustic Bronco, and then I'm just going to pass. If I draw a land, I can put a counter on the Caustic Bronco, and then I can attack. Are they going to attack me here? Their attacks don't really look very good. All right, land's good, spell's good. Like, is Fiery Confluence good? It's not even good here. Let's actually discard Fiery Confluence. Funnily enough, see, land I actually don't mind because now I go put a counter on Caustic Bronco, saddle it with these two. Funnily enough, I can actually activate Bristly Bill here. And then I get to do this. I revealed a brick. They don't really even have a block because of the Bristly Bill activated ability. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. Discarding Fiery Confluence is kind of funny there, but a land opens the door for a really nice attack. I'm assuming they don't have anything to play right now, but we'll see. Okay, no blocks. Well, I'm not going to spend all my treasures to do that. And I'll just wait. I don't need to use the blood token yet. I can just do that next turn. And this Great Furnace, they're dead. They drew a tap land, which means they're not playing anything else this turn that they couldn't have played last turn. So I think that this is going to be really hard for them to... Oh, interesting. Let's go Thoughtseize. I have a Necromancy in hand. So I have Sentinel, Oko. They don't know what their top card is. I could put Othari in. Is that good? I could put 6 in. I don't have any cards to cast. What do I want to do here? The thing is, Othari is really uncastable for them, so, and I don't care too much about Oko, I don't think. So that makes me, is there anything I want to play here? Like, because I can Necromancy it back. But the problem with putting in Othari is they block the token, and that doesn't really work that well. I mean, like Sentinel seems like the biggest threat, so I think I'll just take... I guess Toby's also a 4/4. Well, they have a bunch of 3s. Maybe I just do... What if I do put in Othari, crew the Bronco, attack, they block, gain 3, go to 12, but then they take 6, 9, potentially 9. And then I have an Othari out, and they don't have a great answer to it. All right, I guess I'll do that. Necromancy. Target Othari. Could also have gotten Ursine Monstrosity, I suppose. Play my land. Put a counter on... I think I'll put a counter on the Bronco because I think I still just want to saddle this with Magda and Bristly Bill instead of attacking with them. I could put a counter on Magda and then get to attack with it, I guess, but... Attack with these two. All right. Any Archons? No, another land. Okay. Why are we blocking there? I guess we'll see. Maybe they need a sweeper or something. Nope. All right. Whew. 2-1. And that actually puts us in really good position here since we just won. Boom. You love to see it. This deck was nice. It had just really classic Rakdos Mid action. I even threw a round, went 2-1, throwing at least a game out of that round, I think, of the round I lost. And it had, like, Overlord was strong. Fire Covenant was great the one time I cast it. The Archon stuff didn't come up a ton, but it did one game against Zorg. And then I had a bunch of cards that if I had drawn them, it would have been amazing. Love Emperor of Bones. Had tons of removal, like so much. And then Broadside Bombardiers. Also got to draft a sick Carnage Interpreter deck, which is nice because those don't usually come up. So, great draft, great finish. You love to see it. All right, that'll do it for today. I will see you next time. And as a reminder, that next time I will have an announcement when we go to have the twins, but there will be a bit of a scattershot coverage or posting schedule when that happens. So be ready, and I appreciate your support as always. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.